Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Bruno, and I've got to talk to you about Valorant. Everyone seems to be excited to try the closed beta of Riot Games' new competitive shooter Valorant, and I was lucky enough to gain access to the beta and have played about 5 matches of the game so far, so I can give you kind of an idea of what it's like to me and my first impressions. What game I think it's probably closest in comparison to, which will surprise most of you, and some of the public views that others are having about the game and expressing on Twitter and stuff that I get to observe. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the training facility. This feature is awesome. You can sit back and switch weapons and characters and do as you please while you shoot different bots on different levels, and they interact differently. It's really neat. You can change the bots to strafe or spawn in groups. You can make them disappear at faster speeds or slower speeds. It's very relaxed, it's really cool, and I love it. One of the coolest things I noticed about it that'll probably go unnoticed to most people is that during and in between the target practice rounds, you can interact with your mouse sensitivity settings by shooting the dashboard of your shooting pit. You'll notice that your mouse sensitivity is listed out there on a white display, and you can shoot the little boxes next to it to adjust the mouse sensitivity down like 10 points or 5 points or something like that, and then you can just go back up and it's automatically changed, and you can see if you like it or dislike the change, and you can really fine-tune your personal preferences. And I feel like that's one thing that most people forget in mouse and keyboard settings is coming into a new game. Your mouse sensitivity settings for another game may not equal mouse sensitivities for this game, so getting to where you feel comfortable and how you do the best shooting the targets will really change how well you play the game. So really cool that they added that in. You can even go and change the varying thickness or thinness of the mouse reticle for when you shoot. So like the crosshairs will have bigger areas, or you can change the opacity of them. You can change the color of the reticle from white to red to yellow to green to varying colors of yellow and green, teal, even pink. So there's different colors there for everybody that you find works best for you. I took some time together and set up one for me, and I found something that I feel is going to improve my game. But I hope to see more of this come for the virtual reality development areas of the industry, and again adapted into traditional video games like this one, where you have to just shoot for the settings to be changed and you never have to go into a settings menu. It's very cool. It's details like this that make me really appreciate all the hard work that has gone into the game so far, and it's just a closed beta. And this makes me believe that Riot is very near to, or maybe even ready to ship the game as it is. And I bet that they're going to end up keeping some version of the beta live in a closed or maybe even open at some point in time until they soft boot the game. And it'll be just like how they introduced their other 2 recent games, Teamfight Tactics and Legends of Runeterra. And once you've got your training done then, and you understand that, you know, the 3 basic abilities of your character and a few other characters, and the ultimate ability on your character and a few other characters, it's time to go find a match. And the reason I say that you should research more than one in the training tool is because when you end up joining the match, you're in a pre-lobby area, and you may end up getting forced to play a different character than you had planned on to begin with. And this is similar to other character-based games, that only a certain amount of each character can be on the field for each team. So try to lock in the character you want to play with during the pre-game lobby, or you'll end up with your second or third choice based on how fast you are. And the match will begin, and your team's objective is either to defend 2 areas where the spike can be planted or by the other team, or to deliver and plant your team's spike in the enemy team's areas. And during each round you only have 1 life. And you get to prepare for that round in like a purchasing weapons time, and you can get you can get rounds for your weapon, or you can get abilities, and that you can use during that round. If you live through the end of the round, you'll be able to keep the weapon moving forward into other rounds. However, if you die before the end of the round, you won't retain the weapon. You'll lose it before the beginning of the next round, and you'll have to purchase that weapon or a different one again at the beginning of each round going forward. The shield can be kept between rounds if you survive, but it does not regenerate damaged shields. So if you take a couple of bullets at the end of the round, you'll notice that your shield says like 70 of 100 or whatever, and if you want that heavy shield, you got to repurchase it back to 100, or you could just leave it as is and save your money. You may purchase a new shield every time, and that gets it to 100% health no matter what. Abilities are kept until you use them. So if you purchase a full set of row of abilities, you have those until you use them. And your ultimate is charged up while playing and eliminating other players or interacting with objectives around the map. And so you can even pick up these free counters towards your ultimate ability. They look like these dark spheres in certain areas of the map, and you notice it'll say press F and it'll capture the ultimate point. And your ultimate has this clearly labeled indicator that has different yellow bars on it, and once you get it filled up, you can use the ultimate. Halfway through the best of 13 round match, your teams will switch sides though, and at the beginning of the last round of the first half, the announcer will tell your team that you must use all of your money because everything will be lost at the end of the round. And the second half of the game starts the same as the first half did, with a pistol round. And this system is the most like CSGO in comparison. And it's really the only real comparison to CSGO in the game that I can make, honestly. Many people have different positions of origin playing video games since it spans so many generations now, really over 5 decades. It's crazy to think. The game's decoration and colors and balance are much more like Team Fortress than any other game, and this makes sense since both games have the same art director. Even though the characters have unique abilities, that is just a slight coincidence to Overwatch, as really the two games are completely different. And while playing Overwatch, you are a fighter, not usually with a shooting weapon, and if it is a shooting weapon, it's unique to that character. While in Valorant, your weapon can be the same weapon used by your teammates and your opponent, and you're not limited to which weapon you can use on your character. And this is a major difference in the games, in my opinion. And the level design of each game is completely different as well, making it hard to compare the two games at all, really honestly. Overwatch is its own separate thing. It's not really like Valorant at all. So what game do you think that I think the game is the most similar to? I'm going to tell you, you're not going to believe me. Activision Treyarch's Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I know, it's crazy. If you really had to make all the categories and break them all down and compare these two side by side, you'd see that these two games actually have the most in common out of any other game out there. They both have unique characters with their own unique abilities, and each match there's a limit on how many of those characters can be on a team. Both games' characters have normal and ultimate abilities. Both games have a pool of shooting weapons you can utilize at any different combination. And both have a game mode of search and destroy. Everyone really does seem to like the game so far too. So, there are a few CSGO pros that are saying it isn't really like CSGO because of the abilities, and I'd have to agree with them. Nova, for instance, is a character that lets you see and locate enemies through cover, which is the opposite premise of CSGO. And Nova has other abilities that can affect users through the terrain and walls as well. And there's other champs that have these abilities too. And even though all the abilities are pretty neat and seem to be useful, only one champ really has been narrowed out at being overpowered in the community so far, and that character is Raze. For instance, her ultimate ability is the rocket, and it can kill everyone in a small area. For one of her abilities, she gets a one-hit kill robot that searches out enemies like a Roomba looking for dust in your living room. So only a few of the other characters have deadly abilities to begin with, while really none of them have a full set of abilities that can pretty much kill the enemy, each one of them. So this has caused some frustration among some players playing against Raze characters who have been then raising that voice frustration on Twitter, asking for nerfs and reworks to be done. But Riot has been super transparent and very communicative to the player base using their various Twitter accounts and community employees, and they've responded that they're looking into balancing and tweaks for all players and characters as the data is collected during the beta. Other than that, the only thing I can add is that the matches are kind of long. I think the hardcore shooter fans out there will enjoy the marathons, but for the casual gamer, I think the first team to 9 wins in a match would be okay. I hope you guys are having fun playing the Valorant beta, or that you get the chance to play it soon if you're not. And if you like hearing about Valorant from me, let me know by pressing the like button. And if you have any questions about the Valorant beta, please let me know in the comments below, or reaching out to me on my Twitter at Bruno Presents. And if you happen to be new around here, you can subscribe for more videos about video games and video game culture. I don't post videos every day, so feel free to turn on notifications on our channel, and you won't miss one, and it helps me get the video to you. So thanks again for all of you watching till the very end of the video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.